All right, we'll start at the top of the list. Whiskey 1, Juliet, Juliet, Papa. Jake, you have anything for us this evening? Any topics you'd like to talk about?
At W1JJP, actually the one topic I wanted to bring in, sounds like there's quite a few people that can answer it, is curious about the field day that was mentioned for late June, 26th maybe, I can't find it in my notes here. But I've heard of them before, I've never been to one, but I am curious to hear a little more about what it is and how it operates.
Okay, I can give you a brief thing on that. It's June 26th, 27th. It's going to be held up in Windsor, Mass. Your contact person would be KD2JKB Peter at, I believe he's got a Gmail account. His call sign is Gmail. And that should get to him, and let him know you're interested. He can fill you in on all the details for that.
Okay, I could do that. Thank you.
Okay, they are a fun thing to get involved in, especially if you're new or getting back into it. It's really an experience because it sets you up for knowing how to set up for emergency communications, and it's a contest also. So they can be a lot of fun. So it's something to consider getting involved in. And also, Jake, just out of curiosity, on my end, did you get my last email for the scheduling?
I did get your email the other night. I have not had a chance to give you a call yet. Hopefully I can this week. So just bear with me a few more days.
Not a problem. I just want to make sure everybody got the emails. No rush, but just give me a call and, so we can make sure it's working properly, and we can continue on from there. And I'll try to get you. Have you signed up for Aries yet, or not?
I did sign up our last month, but the month before when we were talking here. I did sign up. Actually, I'm going to double check now.
Okay, very good. I just want to make sure everybody's got the right connections for that. Get in there and sign up for it so we can get a up-to-date list. Okay, we'll move on down to N1 XDI. Ramon, do you have anything this evening? And it's nice to hear you on the radio again for a while.
Yep, well, yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you again. So, yeah, I guess the weather's perfect, you know? Never had this much perfect weather than, you know? Because usually when I go out with Sharon, it's either snowing or doing something, precipitation-wise. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, Ramon, very good. Yeah, the weather is, in my opinion, is it's not quite nice enough yet. They're saying midweek this week we might hit high 40s or even the 50s, so I'm waiting for it. So, okay. N1 ZGA, Josh, up there in Vermont. Anything from you this evening? Tango Tango Tango. Very good, Josh. Yeah, I can't wait until we get back to some type of normality so we can have a field day or at least get some swap nets going or something. I'm looking for a 220 radio, and they're not easy to find. Nothing's easy to find at this point because you can't meet with people and do what you got to do to get the equipment. So without buying brand new, that is. So anyways, hopefully things will get better. You break?
K1FFK.
Okay, KC1JPU. I know you're busy, but I'm going to ask you to pull away from that, whatever you're doing, and get on the mic and tell us what you got going on.
Well, currently over my friend Kat's house, and we're redoing a bedroom so that she can move into that, turn her old bedroom into a home gym, and coming along pretty darn good. As far as the radio stuff goes, I ain't got too much going on. Looking forward to field day, but that's a ways out. And as far as the weather goes, man, I think it's supposed to be almost 60 on Wednesday. Her and I are going to go for a ride on the bikes. I think bikes out, so that should be fun. Can't wait for the warmer weather. It's right around the corner.
Well, that sounds really nice, taking the bikes out and getting the fresh air. Be very careful, though. When it gets up to 50, 60s, that might not be a problem, but I'll tell you, I hit a patch of ice tonight unexpectedly, and I was a little shocked. But hopefully by then it'll be all gone, and just be careful on the bikes, that's all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I won't take her out unless it's, over 35, so I don't have to worry about anything freezing. But, yeah, I don't want to crash the poor thing, because that would just tear me apart. more than having to go to the hospital. Anywho, JPU, that's that.
Okay, Matt, very good. Dave, KA1KTT, nice to hear you on this evening. What's going on up in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, I had to find a good spot here. Is this okay there, Dave?
That is.
All right, gonna put an X on it here and go. I know my line of sight to the repeater, but I'm only using a half a watt. I'm on low power because I'm on alkaline, rechargeable alkalines for my HT here, so I'm using the lowest power here with a rubber duck. I got my HT, it was made in 1993, the Yaesu FT530, still popular radio. This thing was over $400, brand new, guys. It's still, it's like the Energizer, but it keeps on ticking, I guess, there. Let it drop. So anyways there, Dave, this is Dave up in North Adams, northern Berkshire County here, North Adams. Had a nice day. I think it only got up to about 28 or 30 out there, a little breeze, still a little nip in the air out there. And, if it gets up in the 50s up there, we'll be out in our shorts, I guess. Not me, but I'm just saying that'll be like a heat wave out there. But, rumor has it there, but I won't believe it in the Berkshires until I see it because there's still snow on the ground up here. I got a little grass here, but there's still snow, and if you go up in the mountains, there's still quite a bit up in there. The topic tonight, I like to talk about antennas, and some antennas operate off harmonics, and we might want to explain that to the newcomers there. That'd be a good topic, such as probably like maybe an off-center fed antenna, or even a standard dipole will operate off of different harmonics, and we can explain that. KA1KTT.
KA1KTT, Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. If you'd like to try and explain that stuff, you feel free to do so, because I don't know all that much about antennas. I've always bought antennas ready-made, which is beginning to be a problem, but I'm looking forward to building a NBARC antenna very shortly. And NBARC is, for those that don't know, is basically like a long wire dipole antenna, but you install it low to the ground instead of up high in the air. And what it does is it supposedly puts your signal up at a sharper angle so that you can talk to people closer into you on the HF breaks rather than the long distance, the skip wave as they call it. So that's another project that I'm working on for emergency communications and stuff, because we sometimes have to talk close rather than long distance. So maybe on the next go-around, Dave, if you have anything on the antennas, we'll hear from you. I'll move down to, well, let me do a call-up. This is the NBARC N1ISB Newcomers Roundtable. Any other people out there would like to check in? Feel free, call now.
Here is KC1 MCW, Kilo Charlie 1, Mike Charlie Whiskey, Wayne in Milford. That's the Metro West area of Boston joining you tonight. First time.
Okay, Wayne, you say you're down near Boston. It's KC1 Mike Charlie Whiskey. This is Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. And are you coming through the RF or are you on Echolink?
KC1 MCW is joining you on Echolink. I don't think I could reach the Greylock repeater from here. Back to you, Dave.
Well, you'd be surprised where we've heard people from with this repeater. Okay, Echolink is good. I wanted to make sure it was getting used too. Okay, very good on that. Mark it down. And anything you, well, thanks. All right. Let me see if there's anybody else who would like to check in. Please call now. Haven't heard. KC1 OHK. Mike, what do you have for us tonight, if anything, or what would you like to hear about?
Yeah. Yeah, just again enjoying the conversation tonight. 2 weekends ago, I went up to Greylock on my snowmobile and saw the, not sure which antenna, but I had looked for the repeater up there a little bit. Spent a little time up there. Not sure if it's the one by the lodge or the other direction. But I was curious, at any rate. That's
Okay, Mike, question for you. Where are you located?
I'm in Waynesboro, Mass.
Are you running on an HT?
Full-fang, portable, 4 watts.
Okay, I only ask that because I like to know where some people are, especially if they're running HTs. Your signal is not too bad. Your audio is a little bit low, but other than that, you're getting in okay. So you're a snowmobiler and you've been up on Greylock. That's great. My days of snowmobiling are long gone. I've only done it once or twice, but I'm a little too old to be going on a snowmobile, especially that high up in the hills. So very good, and welcome to the hobby. We hope to hear you more, and of course we're not using the Zoom program tonight. I decided not to do that tonight, just to be able to talk with people and see what they're interested in. So are you interested in the emergency communications, or just friendships on AM radio?
Yeah, down the road, maybe the emergency would be something of interest. I did bring my radio when I went on my trip. like I said, just curious. But back to the radio, I have a line of sight from Pittsfield Valley all the way up to the tower. I can see it from my house.
K1FFK.
That transmission was much clearer, so not a problem. Okay, good on the possibility of being involved in emergency communications later on. So you get familiar with everything that's going on. And we'll move down to KC1, MCW. Wayne, way out there. What do you have, or what would you like to hear about, or what's been going on down there at your end of the state?
Yes, I'm a relatively new radio operator. November of 2019, got technician class, and I currently use 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and more recently, somebody gave me a 10-meter transceiver. So I can use all those radios either in the house or in my car. In the attic of our 2-story home, I have a nice Diamond X50A dual-band antenna, and I have magnetic mount antennas in the car, and I'm waiting for a 10-meter wire dipole to spring up in the attic and see how that works. And I just want to make a brief comment. I've heard twice, I think it's an Echolink connection trying to come in. The call sign is Kilo 1, Sierra, Sierra, Kilo. I believe I got that right. We used to live in Pittsfield back when General Electric had the large transformer plant there. Beautiful. I don't know what happened there, Dave, but the Echolink dropped out. Sorry about that. Back to Whiskey 1, Tango, Tango, Tango.
Okay, Wayne, that might be my fault. I didn't mention to you, Echolink people, that the Echolink has a like a 60-second timer, so you got to really keep it short on there, and then you got to wait for the repeater to reset to keep it working properly. Yeah, we kind of have to do that to keep the 90-second timer from not timing out. The Echolink will time out shortly after 60 to 70 seconds. So just keep the transmission short and then come back in again. Not a problem. All right, I have a question for you. Let me roll. Okay, Wayne, I just want to know where you're located. And are you what your license class is would also be helpful on this end.
Okay, we are located in Milford, Massachusetts. That is the town south of Hopkinton, where the Boston Marathon race starts. Considered the Metro West area of Boston. I am a tech class, obtained my license in November of 2019. Operate on 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and 10 meters. Back to you, Dave.
Okay, Wayne, very good. That sounds great. Yeah, Milford, I'm vaguely familiar where that is, but that's okay. I just wanted to get an idea of how much distance between you and us and the need for Echolink to make it useful. Okay, I'm going to move on, and we're going to take another break here for a second, see if anybody else would like to check in. Anybody else on the repeater wants to check into the Newcomers Roundtable, please call now. See a lot of shy people out there tonight. Remember, this is for the new hams and the older hams to get in with some information. Maybe somebody out there knows more about antennas than Dave, who will be talking on them shortly. We'd like to get any information we can on different topics. So, Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango, I'll give another second or two. Anybody want to check in, please call now. Okay, and I'm not hearing that other station Wayne was talking about, the CCK. Haven't heard that one. Okay, let me move to the top of the list again. Whiskey 1, Juliet, Papa. Jake, anything else from you? Maybe more information for field day, if that's what you need, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, W1JJP. I'll reach out to Peter so I can get a little more detail. I'll probably sign up for it. It's like a fun day. I checked my Aries here. It says I'm an applicant. I don't know if I'm waiting to be approved or my profile's in there. It just says Aries applicant. So I'll wait for that, see what changes. I know a little about antennas just from my previous work. The other gentleman probably can go in a lot more detail than I can. To piggyback the other gentleman, I think from Lanesboro, I'm curious. I'm curious where the repeater is on top of Greylock as well. I've been up there a few times for work in the old the building where the television station is. I didn't see any ham repeaters in there, so I'm not sure where exactly this one is located. So I'm curious about that too.
Okay, the repeater site is on top of Mount Greylock at Bascom Lodge, and the antennas are on that monopole that is to the, if you're looking at it from the front, it'd be to the left of the building. Of course, if you're looking at it from the back, it's going to be to the right. It's a big white monopole with a few antennas on it that are covered by PVC piping and stuff to keep them out of the weather.
Oh, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, very good. And yeah, like I said, field day, that is a good thing for anybody that's especially new to get involved in, because it will give you a better understanding of how to set things up out in the field if we should have a disaster and have to do ECOMs out in the field. So, give it a look. I'm looking at maybe going up. I'm not sure if I'm going to go up there or go somewhere else yet. I'm not positive of where, what that is. Time will tell. Okay, anything else, Jake?
I missed most of your club meeting last week, but I know there was a topic about at the field day, the Ham Fest. You guys still talking about that this year, or is it still kind of on hold?
Well, we're hoping for one this year. It's going to be later in the year, naturally, but we're hoping by the time that's usually in around August or so. So we're hoping it's going to be opened up enough that we can do a field day. Yes, we definitely want to try.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be good to get everybody out again.
Okay, as long as we're talking about the club and the field day, just a little thing for everybody that's listening. If you're interested in becoming a club member, check out the NBARC webpage at nbarc.org. And there's a lot of useful information on there, including the nets and the times. And there's an application for joining the club. Or if you're just interested in putting a donation in to help support the repeaters, you can do that too. With that, I'll move on to, unless you have anything else, Jake?
K1F
FK.
Nope, I'm good. We can move on.
Okay, N1 XDI. Ramon, anything else from you?
Yeah. Yeah, let's, yeah, the weather's perfect here, so no rain I can detect. Or no winter company yet either, so. Well, but usually when it's windy, there's rain, but you know, can't always judge it by the wind. But you know. So yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, you know. Especially my mom's doing something, so there we go. She's well. I think I forgot to tell you that, but because she has to function, so there we go.
Okay, very good, Ramon. Did you hear anything more about the HF radio you were looking to get, or anything more going on with Handy Ham?
Yeah, there was a yeah. Speaking of handy hams, there was supposed to be a let's see, Minnesota. Man, I know the field they say is up in Minnesota, but can't remember the city. But anyway, oh, wait a minute. No, it's not Minneapolis. No. Anyway, yep. Yeah. Well, I don't know. The coronavirus is making people stay home and not doing much. But I don't know.
Okay, that's very good, Ramon. We'll move on to the next person. I thought you were going to time it out there for a minute, but you're good at catching that real quick. Okay, let's see. N1 ZTA, Josh. Anything else up in Vermont? Anything you'd like to talk about on this tonight? Okay, very good, Josh. Yeah, we definitely want to stay safe. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad that we have this hobby to keep us together, keep us talking. because I'll tell you, sitting home alone is not a good thing. So, very good. Also, Josh, I know at one point you were interested in the emergency communications or the nets, getting involved in that, and I never heard back from you. If you're still interested, drop me an email. Make sure I got your phone number so I can contact you, get you the information you need, and get you signed up for a net or two or whatever. Entirely up to you. So we'll talk later about that or whatever. Okay, moving on. Let me drop it for a second. KC1 JPU. Anything else from you at the moment?
Not really. No, just kind of like I said, hanging out, just listening in. Nothing really new here from me to add. So I will turn it back over to you, Dave. Here's what he sees.
Okay, very good. I still have net controls open for the Sunday morning nets if you feel that you don't have enough to do already.
Well, unfortunately, I can't manage to get myself onto 440 or 220, and half the time I'm not up yet at that time, and I'd hate to sleep through one of the nets. So we'll talk though.
Hi. That's just joshing you anyways, but I just gotta get you in there every once in a while. Okay, KA1 KTT Dave, up in North Adams. I'm gonna let you see what you want to do about the antennas, and at some point in time, I'd like to try a simplex connection from my place to yours to see if it works. Not sure exactly where you live up there, but we'll just give it a shot on the 2 meter at some point and see where we can go with that. So go ahead and let us know if you want to talk about the antennas or if you have something else you'd like to talk about.
Okay, here, Dave. Like I said, I keep the mic here. Waited a couple of seconds. Make sure I don't have any dropouts here. As far as antennas, I'll take the simplest one. Basic antenna is called a dipole antenna. A dipole antenna, again, which you got 2 halves of the antenna. You got one side that's usually fed with the center conductor, the coax, and the other side that's fed with the shield on it, making like a complete circuit. And that formula for that would be 468 divided by the frequency, and you convert that back the inches over, the feet over to inches, and then you come up with approximately for 10 meters, it's about 8 feet 3 inches on both sides in there. And give or take a little, I said, because of the height and the surroundings and stuff in there. But anyways, let me let it drop. You can have a dipole like for the lower bands, and then feed it what they call balance line. And if you have an 80 meter dipole, you're getting a comparison on the sides of that antenna. Like say, between like the lowest frequency would be 3.5 megahertz down there. The antenna would be approximately 67 feet on both sides of the antenna, and they're roughly total length about 135 feet down there for a half wave antenna in there. And anyways, if you fed that with like a balance line, like ladder line or open wire line, and through a tuner, or you could go to a balun, converting the other part that goes in the house into coax cable in there, then you can use it for all bands. But what happens is, instead of the regular figure 8 pattern, if you get that up a half wavelength for the frequency on 10 meters, it would be at least 8 feet or 9 feet. Down there, it's got to be up about almost 70 feet for the figure 8 pattern. I'm going to let it drop.
K1FFK.
And then the pattern gets not the regular figure 8. You have all these different side lobes and stuff off of that on there. And so it's got to be up at least a half wavelength and like I said, and then the angle of radiation will vary. You want low angle radiation for long distance, and then high angle radiation for close in communications. And when I say close in, like about up to 500 miles or something like that. And then the lower angle radiation, there's different layers in the atmosphere and so on and so forth. But to get back on the antennas over there, if you made an antenna, say for 40 meters in there, roughly about 33 feet on both sides, I talked about harmonics on that. That would be 7 megahertz, and if the third harmonic would be 21 megahertz. So you could actually get covered, theoretically, 2 bands with one antenna, even if you fed it with coax cable, because it's on a harmonic on that. So that's what I was talking about. So that's some information to get them started, and that's your basic dipole antenna, KA1KTT.
Thank you, Dave. That's what it's all about. We get a little information out. It may sound daunting to some people, including myself, but I know that there are books out there that give you that information, and of course the web has plenty of information on that too. So it's always good to learn something new. Okay, we'll let you go at that, Dave, and don't think I had any questions for you yet. Okay, no. KC1 OHK, Mike. We're up to you again. See what else you have.
Yeah, this is KC1OHK. It's Mike. Yeah, thanks for the info on those antennas, Dave. Good information. I got a 10 meter setup I'm trying to do here. Not sure my lengths are right, but at any rate, I don't know if the rig's running properly either, but I'm troubleshooting it. At any rate, I have nothing to add. Thanks for talking tonight, conversation. It's been real, and let's pray for nicer weather.
Okay, good chat, Mike. Not a problem. Let's see, KC1MCW, Wayne, do you have anything else? We're probably going to have one more go around for the 73 round. I want to kind of keep this to about an hour at nighttime, unless we have a major topic or something we're going to talk about. But go ahead, Mike, or Wayne, and let's see what you have again.
Yes, this is KC1MCW, Wayne. For antennas, I don't know if all of that got in last time around. I have a Diamond X50A dual band antenna in my attic that I use on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. I have a dual band mag mount antenna on my car for mobile use, and I have another vertical antenna for the 10 meter transmitter, again on a mag mount. It's a Hustler RM10 resonator with about a 12.5-inch width, and that's on top of a 22-inch steel mast. It's a Hustler MO4 mast. I'm looking to put a 10-meter wire antenna dipole up in my attic, see how I get out with that. So that's it for me tonight. Back to you, Dave. This is KC1MCW, and I did hear that K1 Sierra Kilo come in another time on Echo Link. Back to you, Dave.
Okay, I don't, I'm actually looking at my screen right now, and I don't see him logged into Echolink, so I don't know how he's getting into it, if he is. But I haven't heard anything from him. And the Echolink machine is right beside me.
KC1 JPU.
Go ahead, JPU.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's probably hearing the 9-1 identifying. The FFK might sound like SSK.
Yeah, that could be. It didn't give that a thought. Copy that, Wayne. Occasionally the Echolink will key up and identify, and it may sound like that FSK, SSK, or whatever. So it might be the identifier on Echolink.
Okay, roger that, Dave. I understand the S's and the, let's see here. The S's and the F's as in Foxtrot. Sierra and Foxtrot, they can sound the same with the computer voice. Back to you, Dave. KC1MCW.
Okay, very good. And thanks for that, Matt. Didn't even cross my mind. And I wrote it down here, and I'm saying, that looks somewhat familiar. Whatever. Anyways, that's what it is. Okay, we have hit the bottom of the list. I'm going to take just a moment here. Let me roll. Just to give you a little bit of information about myself. Of course, my name is Dave. I'm located in Hinsdale, Massachusetts, which is about 7 miles east of Pittsfield. I do run a wide variety of radios here. Actually got my very first new HF rig this year. I will say, thanks to Uncle Sam, but that's the way it goes. And I do have a couple of long wire antennas out at the house. I have a small beam on a brand new beam on a shed out there with a rotor. That doesn't seem to be doing the job it should be yet, but that could be because it's not high enough. It could be a problem with the way I built it. Any major thing. So I'm thinking about getting one of those antenna analyzers to help me out on troubleshooting some of those. They roll. The long wire antennas I have one running basically north-south, and I have another one running east-west, which seems to work fairly well, although my east-west one is on the ground at the moment from that last windstorm we had. And then I have three 2-meter 440 antennas on the mobile home I'm on, or in, and a couple other. I have one vertical HF antenna on the mobile home also. So I have a variety, and believe me, in my shack here, it's confusing when I look around and say, okay, which radio do I want to run tonight? And shoot, I don't have an antenna for that one. It's crazy. So that's just a little background on me. Let me roll one more time here. I'm also involved in emergency communications, the Aries group, as an assistant section emergency coordinator. So, any information that I could pass on to that would be, I would be more than happy to try and do that. I don't do it too often, but there is a membership drive for them right now, but we'll pass on that for tonight. And unless somebody's really interested, I can give the information on where to sign up for that. Okay, we're going to go back up to the top of the list. This will be the 73 round, and I hope everybody has a good evening after we're done. So let me try one more time and see if there's anybody else out there that would like to check into the Newcomers Roundtable. Please call now.
K1FFK.
Being heard. Whiskey 1, Juliet, Papa, 73 round. You got it, Jake.
Yeah, W1JJP. Just listening to the antenna talk. I'm actually running a J-pole, not probably 10, 15 feet up in the air from the ground in my house. I'm off of Elm Street, Pittsfield. So I can hit, obviously, Greylock good. I can hit 3 repeaters in Albany. I can't seem to hit anything out east. I can just barely hear them on the top, but I can't get them. So It does me well when weather warms up. We're going to put up a few more. Hopefully, I don't have an HF rig here, so I'm not looking to string one of those yet. But antennas are interesting. If you have the time to see one of them. So let me roll. As always, this was good. So thank you, Dave, for putting this on and everybody coming out. I'll definitely get in touch with you this week. I got to travel a few days for work, but I'll be in touch. So just like I said, bear with me a little.
Okay, not a problem. And one other thing for myself here, if anybody, the weather starts to get nice and you want to put up a long wire antenna or something, if you need any help with it, let me know. I have a line shooter. Shoot your line up over a limb of a tree or something, and I'd be more than willing to bring it down and shoot your line up, try to get you set up for an HF antenna or anything else that you might need. So keep that in mind. Okay, Ramon, N1XBI. This is Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. 73 rounds. What do you have?
Well, yep. We're I still have the half-wave antenna. It works pretty good, as far as I could tell. Could hear you, you know, loud and clear. So there we go. And yeah, and so yeah. I don't know. I'll leave like key clicks and everything. Should have a key click filter on the repeater. So there we go. Back to you.
Okay, Ramon, not a problem. And I'm not sure if the key clicks you're hearing are from the digital machines up there on the hill. We've been having a little bit of interference there, but not bad enough that we have to worry about it until spring. And then we can get up there and take a look at it. Okay, N1ZGA, Josh from Vermont. What else can we do for you? And this is the 73 round.
Time out. Over. APU. Release clear. Repeater ready.
You should have to buy the coffee next month there, Josh. Yeah, I believe we got most of it, Josh. That's one of the things that irritate me the most is that the restrictions on some of our stuff is so ridiculous. I know they were trying to pass something that would alleviate some of that. But anyways, you have a good evening. Nice chatting with you. And we'll be talking again next month, I hope. KC1 JPU. Final word?
Nothing really anymore here to add, other than just to say 7-3. It was a pleasure hanging out. Yeah, but other than that, we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks again for having me. KC1JPU.
Okay, Matt, you have a good evening. KA1 KTT. Dave, your final thoughts?
Back here, Dave, KA1 KTT. I was going to say some more things about the antennas there too. It's always good to have a antenna analyzer too, because you can check the frequencies without transmitting on it to see what kind of bandwidth that you have on the antenna, meaning where it's resonant, where it be 1-to-1 match, and then where it goes to the SWR starts rising up on both sides. That way you can kind of trim the antenna, if at all possible, for your most operating in there. And also about the dipole antennas that, let me let it drop. About the wire to make them out there. 14 gauge stranded wire is pretty easy to work with out there. If you get like 12 gauge wire, you're going to need a soldering iron that's at least 200 watts or more for 12 gauge. Then you get some decent insulators on the end of it, or you could possibly make your own out of PVC. But then again, I don't know how much power you're going to run on it. If you start running like legal limit of 1,500 watts, you might want to get some better insulators there. And there's different ways of feeding the antenna. Let me let it drop. Okay, and then also that I mentioned there too, coax, remember, it likes to see a 50 ohms in there. If you start using, getting out of that range, I think it's up to maybe about 2.5 to 1 or so, or 3. Then you start creating losses in there, because basically a coaxial cable is made for a 50 ohm load, and that's what they call an unbalanced line there too. Is a balanced line is either open wire line or like 450 ohm ladder line, or what they call open wire line with just a wire on there. So that's enough for our novices there, I guess there, Dave. And by the way, I can hear you down at Simplex. If I had that beam up down there, I used to get right down to Pittsfield that way, no problem whatsoever. If I had that little 4 element up there, say 20 feet, no problem there, Dave. But I haven't got that up at the moment. KA1 KTT.
K1.
Very good, Dave. Yeah, I got to look
K.
for a small 2-meter beam, maybe 2-meter 440 beam to put up here, so I can try to do some simplex occasionally at some type of a distance. But we'll see. Time will tell. Let's see, what else do I have for you? Let me roll. Okay, it's also a pleasure, Dave, always hearing you on the emergency nets and stuff. So keep up the good work. Don't work too much. Stay with the hobby. KC1 OHK. Mike, your final thoughts for this evening? KC1 OHK. Mike, do you have any final thoughts, or did you leave already?
And nothing further from Kilo Charlie 1, Mike Charlie Whiskey. I've enjoyed joining the net. Thank you, Dave, for acting as net operator. This is KC1MCW, clear and listening.
Okay, Wayne, I got one thing for you. I don't know if you're aware of it or not. Echolink is only on periodically on Mount Greylock. It's usually on a half hour before the net time for the traffic nets and a half hour after the net time. That's basically the way I have it set up right now. So just keep that in mind that 1 o'clock net and the 4:30 net is on a half hour before, a half hour after, in case you want to make any contact through the Mount Greylock repeater. Let me roll. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 10 p.m. There's a heavy hitters traffic net on it's across the country. So I don't know, you may hit that from down your end through another means, but the Greylock Echolink is up to half hour after also. So you have some options if you want to use it. So that's all I have for you.
Thank you, Dave, Roger, and good copy on all that. KC1MCW.
Again, it's been a pleasure for all of you. Can't think if there's anything else I need to pass along. Other than the fact that we had 7 contacts, not counting me, but 7 contacts tonight, which is good. We haven't dropped below that so far since we started this up again, and I'm hoping that we will build it up. So pass the word on to your friends any chance you get. Have them come along and join in, and the more we learn, the better that we are with the hobby. So 7-3 to all. Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. I hope we do this again next week, and let me see if I can find my sheet here to close the newcomers round table out. Let me roll. Okay, this has been a regular monthly meeting of the NBARC N1 ISD Newcomers Roundtable. I would like to thank the Northern Berkshire Amateur Radio Club for the sponsorship and the use of the repeater, which we will now regular amateur radio use. Thanks to all who checked in tonight. The roundtable is now secure at 19:04 hours. This is Whiskey 1 Tango 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 signing clear.
Bravo 1, Quebec, Golf Yankee.
Calling Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. Try again, please.
Whiskey 1 Tango Tango. Kilo Bravo 1, Quebec, Golf Yankee. KB1 QGY.
KB1 QGY, Whiskey 1 Tango Tango Tango. Name here is Dave. You're a little spotty into the repeater, but I think I might be able to pull you out.
Dave, this is Peter from Cristale, which is the west side of Sturbridge. Over coming into your repeater.
You're a little scratchy into it right at the moment. But you're making a long haul, so it doesn't sound too bad.
Okay, very good. Appreciate the comeback. KB1 QGY, 7-3.
Okay, what are you running for radio and power? 57 is my 4 BTB upper antenna.